Would face one of their most difficult tests of the season 2 days later in LaSalle against the very talented Valley Vikings. After Brush was retired in order in the top of the first, Valley had a man on second, and 2 down. Cameron Salazar was the hitter.
And the pitch, breaking ball, is lined up the middle for a base hit. Muniz charges, rounding third is Kern. The throw to the plate on 2 hops is fielded by Ginther. He tags the runner who is out. Kern tried to tumble over Ginther, but Ginther stuck with a baseball and was able to tag Kern. And that goes 8-2 in the book, and the Beetdiggers with a huge defensive play to end the first.
And they were hoping to carry that defensive momentum over to their lineup as the second inning commenced. Adam Brungard doubled. Joe Ginther was next.
Ginther getting closer to the plate. The 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and base hit into left field. He kind of golfed that ball out there, waited for the slow curve. The RBI single by Ginther scores Adam Brungard, and the Diggers lead 1-0.
There were 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning when all of a sudden Derek Ortegon-Chacona Valley singled, and Jacob Kern turned the game around.
The stretch. Miller is coming in. Runner slipped, swung on, and hit high and deep down the left field line. That ball is carrying, and that ball is gone. A 2-run homer for Jacob Kern, and Valley, just like that, leads 2-1.
The Beetdiggers appear to be in major trouble in the bottom of the fourth inning, still trailing by 1 when Guy Blanco singled. Then runners were at second and third when Jesus Alvarado singled, and the Diggers committed an error on the play. After Josh Mondragon grounded back to Miller, Chad Bowdendistel was trying to do something tricky.
Hitting from the left side. The infield for Brush is in. And the runner going to home, squaring to bunt. Pitch is thrown high and away, and Ginther tags out Blanco, sliding into home. There was no way that Bowdendistel could bunt that baseball because it was thrown high and away. So Ginther just stood up and caught it. It wasn't a pitch out, but close to it. And that was an easy caught stealing of home plate. And there are 2 down, and that's the play that could propel the Beetdiggers back into this game. I mean, they're only down 1, but it's more from an emotional standpoint.
However, it was still 2-1 as the game went all the way to the top half of the 7th inning. The leadoff hitter was Joe Ginther.
Ginther leading off the 7th, awaiting the 1-0. He swings and drives it into right center field. That ball is going to clear Jacob Kern and go all the way to the fence. Ginther is rounding first. He's not going to be able to take third. He will stride into second with a leadoff 7th inning double.
James Ginther swung at the very next pitch.
Swung on and lifted into left field. That is going to land for a base hit. It's going to clear the left fielder. Joe Ginther will round third. James Ginther, his brother, is going to stride into second with an RBI double. The Beetdiggers have tied the game at 2.
James Ginther was at third base 2 batters later for pinch hitter Brett Okeson.
And the payoff to Okeson. He swings and grounds it up the middle to a base hit into center field off the shortstop's glove. Ginther scores. The Beetdiggers lead 3-2 on the RBI single by Brett Okeson.
After Chad Bowdendistel was retired in the bottom of the 7th inning on a ground ball, Jeff Maharas then struck out. Bryson Miller was trying to do the same against Derek Ortegon-Chacon.
The right-hander kicks and fires. Chacon swings and misses! Swings and misses, and the Beetdiggers have won the game! They have won the game over Valley, 3-2.
So the Beetdiggers improved to 6-2 for head coach Mark Muniz.
The thing that I'm most impressed about with what we did is what we didn't give up. We came back, we were 1 down, and we just kept at it, and that was probably the most impressive.
Bryson Miller was the winning pitcher going the distance, striking out 8. After a rainout on Saturday, April 5th, the Beetdiggers would play a doubleheader on Tuesday, April 8th in Yuma against the Indians. Brush grabbed a first-inning lead when Mitch Muniz walked, stole second and third, and scored on an Adam Brungard groundout. Meanwhile, Bryson Miller was mowing down the Indian hitters, striking out the side in the second and third innings before K'ing the side in the third. The Diggers put together a nice rally as Thomas Perez led off the third with a single, stole second. Mitch Muniz reached on an error, and that brought up Jason Radke, who was vying to double the Diggers' advantage.
Radke awaiting the first pitch, and he swings and grounds it up the middle. That is a base hit. Crossing home plate will be Tomas Perez, and the Beetdiggers lead 2-0 on the RBI single by Jason Radke.
Bryson Miller then singled. Adam Brungard was trying for his second ribby of the game.
Brungard swings and pops that one up into short right field. Out goes the second baseman Gallegos, and the ball drops in. Racing to third is Gutierrez. Scoring is Radke. The Beetdiggers lead 3-0.
A Joe Ginther single would make it 4 in a row.
And here is Joe Ginther awaiting the pitch. and he swings and hits a fly ball into left field. Let's see if that one drops. It will. In front of the left fielder, Gutierrez is going to score. Holding up at second is Bass. The RBI pop single by Joe Ginther gives the Beetdiggers a 4-0 lead.
Brush had 5 hits in the inning, all singles, but James Ginther would change that.
He looks in. That one is swung on and laced down the left field line for a base hit. Rounding third is Travis Bass. He's going to score easily. Racing to third is Joe Ginther. He slides in safely. It's a stand-up double for James Ginther. The Beetdiggers now have a 5-0 cushion.
Yuma was able to break through with a run in the bottom of the 4th inning, but then the Diggers put the game out of reach in the top of the 6th. It began with 1 out when Jason Radke singled, stole second. Bryson Miller reached on an error. Jorge Fierro was in at the plate.
Payoff. Swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. Here comes Radke in to score, and it's 6-1. Holding up at third is Gutierrez on the RBI single from Jorge Fierro.
After Joe Ginther was hit by a pitch, James Ginther with his 3rd hit of the game, once again in impressive fashion.
And the pitch swung on and driven into left field. That one might land. Vanderall coming on diving, and the ball gets by him off the top of his glove towards the fence. Scoring is Gutierrez. Rounding third is the other Gutierrez. He will score, and it's a 2-run double for James Ginther. The Beetdiggers in the lead 8-1.
And it was 9-1 as the game went to the bottom of the 6th inning, with Bryson Miller still controlling the Yuma Indians.
And again, another payoff pitch by Bryson Miller. And here it is. Swing and a miss. He struck out Jerry Hahn. He strikes out the side for the 4th time in this game.
That was his 15th strikeout. Meanwhile, the Diggers scored a run in the top half of the 7th inning on an RBI groundout from Bryson Miller, making it 10-1. And then Yuma had some sort of a threat in the bottom half of the 7th inning. They had 1 on and 1 out with a man at the plate.
And now the 2-2 to Seward. Here it is. Breaking ball is grounded towards the second baseman. Okeson to his left, throws to second for 1. Back to first, game over. 4-6-3 as the Beetdiggers turn to double play, and Yuma is done in the 7th.
And the Beetdiggers won the game by a score of 10-1. Bryson Miller in control, complete game, striking out 16, allowing just 4 hits. The Beetdiggers improved to 2-0 in the Northern Division of the Patriot League and 7-2 overall. Just as the Beetdiggers did in the opening game of the doubleheader in Yuma against the Indians, they were able to score a first-inning run in Game 2 as Mitch Muniz singled, stole second, and was at third with 2 down, and Matt Menier at the dish.
Lyon from the wind. And a swung on and grounded slow to the third. Nelson's going to pick it up with a bare hand. Throw across the diamond. That's going to be late. That'll be an infield hit for Matt Menier. Crossing home plate is Muniz. And the Diggers, for the 2nd straight game, have a 1-0 first-inning lead.
However, Yuma countered with a run in the bottom of the 1st when Josh Lyon doubled and came around to score. Matt Weiner, meanwhile, was mowing down the Yuma hitters just like Bryson Miller did in the first game, striking out the side in the 2nd inning. In the 4th inning, Matt Menier led off with a double, and a few batters later, the bases were loaded with 1 down for Brett Okeson.
Lyon stretches the pitch. Okeson swings, hits a fly ball down the right field side. That should be fielded and caught. Tagging up from third is Menier. He will score as the throw is up the first baseline, and the Diggers lead 2-1 on the sacrifice fly by Brett Okeson.
Weiner once again struck out the side in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-1 was still the score in the top of the 6th when Joe Ginther led off with a single. Pepe Aguilar was at the plate 2 batters later.
Aguilar awaiting the pitch. He swings and lines it into the right center field gap. That one is going to go all the way towards the fence. Aguilar is racing for second. Here comes Joe Ginther. He will score. The Beetdiggers lead 3-1 on the 1-out 6th inning double by Pepe Aguilar.
But this game was still too close as far as the Diggers were concerned as it went to the top of the 7th, leading by just 2. Jason Radke singled. Bryson Miller then doubled. Matt Menier was walked, loading the bases. Radke scored on a wild pitch. Joe Ginther, trying to extend the lead, did this.
The pitch. He swings and grounds it to the shortstop. No, into left field for a base hit. As the shortstop was playing in, 1 is in. Here comes Menier around third. The throw to the plate, and he's out! Tagged out by Spencer. Ginther gets to second. Helen Nye with a perfect throw to the plate. It's 1 RBI for Joe Ginther. The Diggers still lead 5-1.
And then the Indians really helped out Brush with a couple of walks and air. And then Jason Radke continued to swing the stick later in the frame.
Here's the wind and the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded slowly towards the shortstop. No way they're going to throw out Radke. That's an infield hit as Okeson scores. and the Beetdiggers lead 8-1. And that is hit number 3 for Radke in Game 2.
Bryson Miller was then hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, making it 9-1. Matt Menier would drive in a run, making it 10-1. And that brought up Joe Ginther.
And here's the delivery. Ginther swings and grounds it up the middle. That's going to find center field for a base hit. Radke's going to score. Bryson Miller rounds third. He will score. Racing for third is Menier. There's the throw. He slides. He's safe. A 2-run single for Joe Ginther. Brush 12, Yuma 1.
Beetdiggers win the game 12-1 as Matt Weiner tossed a complete game, striking out 14, allowing just 3 hits. And after a lackluster effort in Game 1, Mark Muniz was much happier after Game 2.
The effort was a lot better in the second game, plus the performance in that 7th inning. That's what got it done. It was a whole lot better.
The Beetdiggers improved to 8-2 overall and 3-0 in division play. The Beetdiggers carried a 7-game winning streak into a home contest on April 10th against the Bennett Tigers, with Bennett Scott Stemos setting the tone early.
And the pitch. Breaking ball is smacked into left field, high and deep, and that one is up and gone. A home run for Stemo on the 3rd pitch of the game from Bryson Lassiter. It was a hanging curveball, and Bennett leads 1-0.
Meanwhile, the Beetdiggers were retired in order in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings by Stemo. That gave Bennett an opportunity to add more runs, which they did in the 4th, with Andrew Thornton singling and scoring on a Beetdigger error. But the Beetdiggers made it 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning, with Bryson Miller's RBI groundout plating Mitch Muniz. In the top of the 6th inning, there were 2 down, nobody on for Bennett, when C.J. Stemos singled, and that brought up Luke Barden.
2-2 pitch. Breaking ball is hit high and deep and gone as Aguilar takes a last look at it. A 2-run homer for Luke Barden off another hanging curveball from Bryson Lassiter, and the Tigers lead 4-1.
So down by 3 going into the bottom of the 6th inning, the Diggers needed to generate a major rally. The first hitter was Tomas Perez.
The pitch. He bunts down the third baseline. That is a beauty. I don't think that's hooking foul. It'll be picked up. Throw to first is wide. It'll go down the right field line. Perez will get the second. I don't think he'll try for third. He will stay right there. No, he's going for third. There is the long throw. It's fielded on a hop. The slide. He's safe. Holy Mahungus, what a chance Perez took. But he used that afterburning speed to get into third base.
Perez was still at third with 1 down, and Jason Radke looking to cut into that Bennett advantage.
Radke lined to center and grounded the ball into left field. Breaking ball is lined into the left center field gap. That one's going to go all the way to the fence. Perez will cross home plate. Radke racing for second. He will be there easily with a sliding double. An RBI double for JR. His second hit of the game. Bennett now leads 4-2.
It appeared the score would still be 4-2 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. That's because Lassiter in the top of the 7th struck out the first 3 hitters. However, the 3rd hitter, Jacob Walden, reached on a pass ball, and then the wheels came off. Andrew Thornton singled, and John Suss did this.
2-2 pitch. Swung on line, right center field, base hit. That one gets all the way to the fence. 2 runs will score. John Suss will have a stand-up double, and that could do the Beetdiggers in. 6-2, Bennett.
Bennett added 2 more runs to win the game, 8-2, dropping the Diggers' record to 8-3. Bryson Lassiter was the losing pitcher, but he did strike out 12. The Beetdiggers were back on the field on April 12th at home against the Burlington Cougars in a very important doubleheader in the Northern Division of the Patriot League. In the bottom of the 1st inning, Jason Radke walked. Brett Okeson then singled. 2 batters later, Matt Menier walked. Radke would then score on a wild pitch, and that would bring up Joe Ginther.
And the pitch, and he swings and lifts it into short right center field. That one will drop. Scoring is Brett Okeson. The RBI bloop single by Joe Ginther gives the Beetdiggers a 2-0 lead. For Ginther, it's his 16th hit of the year and his 12th RBI.
It was 3-0 Beetdiggers later on in the first when Pepe Aguilar was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. That lead carried into the bottom of the 2nd inning behind starting pitcher Bryson Miller. Okeson then singled with 1 out, as did Bryson Miller. Matt Menier did the same, loading the bases for Joe Ginther.
Ginther awaits the 1-0. And he swings and lines it into left center field. That one will score 1. It might score 2. Bobby Gutierrez rounds third, and he will be in there. It's a 2-run single for Joe Ginther. He now has 3 runs batted in for the Beetdiggers, who have a 5-0 lead.
Make it 6-0 as in the bottom of the 3rd, Okeson delivered an RBI groundout, but Burlington would break through in the top of the 4th against Bryson Miller.
The pitch. breaking ball is lofted into right field. That one has some carry. Perez is going way back. If it stays fair, it's gone. It's a home run. On a breaking ball by Bryson Miller, A.J. Worden hits it out of the park, and it's now 6-1.
In the bottom of the fifth inning, Pepe Aguilar led off the frame by walking. Mitch Muniz then sacrificed him to second. Tomas Perez singled, and Jason Radke was the next hitter.
And he swings and lines it towards right field. Base hit by the diving second baseman Martins. It's bobbled out in right field. Rounding third is Perez. He will score. The two-run single by Jason Radke extends the Beetdigger cushion to 8-1.
Radke and Brett Okeson would score later on in the inning, making it 10-1. But in the top of the sixth inning, the Cougars would not go away.
Well, now he's got him set up for anything. A high fastball. I would think he'd throw the high fastball, but he's been in love with a curveball on 0-2, and he goes fastball, and it's hit into the air, into right center field. That ball is carrying. That one might leave the yard. That one is gone. A three-run homer for Brett Worden on an 0-2 fastball down the middle of the plate.
Out of the way, Brett.
And Burlington has scored 3 times in the sixth. Rush is still in the lead at 10-4.
10-5 was the final score as Burlington added a run in the top half of the seventh inning. Bryson Miller, way too good once again, stayed undefeated on the season, striking out 12, allowing just 6 hits. The Beetdiggers did improve to 9-3 overall and 4-0 in conference play.